What's up, everyone? Today, it's a very different video. It's not going to be a lot of weird stuff going on. Today, I just want to do some reviews on Letterboxd, and show you what type of movies I'm into, what I've been doing, and I just opened my Letterboxd account. I completely forgot this thing existed. But I saw Project Hail Mary yesterday, and it was amazing. So it's already in my favorite films. These are my favorite films. If you do not know, I really love Blade. He's my favorite superhero of all time. And then Transformers 2 is actually my favorite movie of all time, funny enough. But Project Hail Mary was so good that I decided to throw it in there. And then 500 Days of Summer, really good rom-com movie. It doesn't have a happy ending, but it kind of does. I really like that movie. Obviously, Avengers Endgame is liked, but today I thought we would just do a couple reviews, um, and we just add some, liked movies into here, build my letterbox up. But if you want to go follow me on Letterboxd, this is my account name right here. Go follow me on there. Let's get into the films. Okay, so our first one is Sinners. Sinners was definitely a 5 star. I watched that movie, I believe, relatively close to when it came out. March 21st. No, I didn't watch it. Oh, it's saying I watched it today. No, I watched it roughly like when it came out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But the first time I watched it, I actually watched like 5 minutes of it because I was busy and I forgot about it. Then I went to my friend's house and I watched it again. So for Sinners, let's see. I'm going to rate it a 5 stars. I'm going to throw it in my liked movies. Let's see. What do I want to say about Sinners? Let's start with Michael. Oops. I can't remember his name. What was his name? The younger guy who had the guitar. He was playing it. I swear it started with an S. Dang it. Let's fix these up real quick. I know you guys know exactly what song I'm talking about. It's the song that's like, if I live like it's the last time. And that song. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Um, let's see, what else was there? All right, there's our review for Sinners. Michael B. Jordan gave a stellar performance as the twins. They felt like two completely different people, even when you could clearly see they weren't. The music played by the young man was absolutely amazing. That final song that is all over TikTok definitely deserves to be there. The emotional depth within each character said to me that they all cared deeply for the roles and for this movie. 10 out of 10 will be watching again. So there's our review for Sinners. Let's go find another movie. All right, the next movie we'll be reviewing is Fight Club. I can't speak right now. What's up with me? Fight Club honestly is a 5-star. I know we can give me. Oh, I really can't speak. I know I have been giving every video or movie a 5-star review so far, but seriously, Fight Club is definitely a 5-star review. Let's see. What should we say about Fight Club? Should we do some corny stuff like first rule about Fight Club is you don't speak about Fight Club. There we go. Let's start with a corny line. I'm telling you, people who watch movies and write books and read books and all that, they love when there's a corniness in the beginning. In all seriousness, this movie portrays a what is Tyler Durden? What is Tyler Durden? What is the word for a double persona? Let's just put double persona. Portrays a double persona to the point that that you obviously don't know Tyler Durden. I don't know how to spell it. I'm just gonna put Tyler. Tyler is the same person. Oh my gosh, I really can't type or spell right now. Near the end of the movie, when we see his life fall apart, it really hooked me because we see the delusion fall off his conscious. Bro, why can't I type right now? Consciousness. And my jaw dropped when I saw him shoot himself in the mouth. There we go. There's our review of Fight Club. Contains spoilers for sure. Great movie. I will definitely watch it again. Let's get on to the next movie. Come on. You knew it had to be in here. Superman. 5 stars. It made me cry in the movie theater. I'm not even lying to you. This adaptation of Superman was one of the... I'm going to say the greatest. I'm going to say it's the greatest. Was the greatest version I have ever witnessed. From the start of the movie, I had a huge grin around my face. Seeing crypto to the super bots, and then seeing a truly evil Lex Luthor made me rejoice for the future of the ECU. The only superhero movie to genuinely make... Bro, I still can't type right now. Me shed a tear. The scene where he saved a girl from being crushed along with flying out of the dust with the score playing in the background. made me burst with joy and shed a few tears. I don't think that counts as spoilers. I've watched this before. Save. That was our next review. I don't want this video to be super long, so we're going to do maybe 2 or 3 more, maybe 4 reviews. And we'll call it there. But this is actually going on my second channel. So if you're watching this, this will be on my second channel. This will be my books, my real talk, my movies, that type of stuff channel. I don't know if I'm going to do face cams. Maybe if I do IRL content, I will on here. But this I want to be a more grounded, more talking, more calm, more ASMR-like channel. So let's get to the next one. If you know me, you know this was going to be in here. Scott Pilgrim, an amazing movie. My dad actually showed me this movie. I've watched this before. 5 out of 5. Bro, I need to find a movie where I can actually have a genuine talking point on. One where it's not just me giving a 5-star. But that's me building my Letterboxd. So I'll write the review. So what I'll do is I'll probably do like 5 or 6 more movies. But instead of having you sit through the review, I will just type it out and then I will read it then. All right, here we go. My dad showed me this masterpiece when I was younger, around 2019 to 2020 times. I had no clue what it would be, and I ended up really enjoying it. It really speaks to people who may not have had the greatest time talking to people, especially girls, and shows that you don't have to be someone you're not to get them. However, obviously I love the fight scenes and all the action that the movie had. Chris Evans is now a rotational meme for me on Instagram with that's actually hilarious line. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But 5 out of 5 stars. Scott Pilgrim, great movie. Let's get to the next movie. Here we go with an absolute banger of a movie. If you have never seen this movie, please go watch it. Please look up anywhere you can watch it. If you have to buy it, buy it. Absolute banger of a movie. Hugh Jackman gives a great, he always does a great performance, but he gives a great performance as a dad who is, looking for his missing daughter. And Jake Gyllenhaal does his best job at being a cop who is also trying to look for the daughters, But let's get to that review. All right, we got Hugh Jackman shows once again that he can perform under any circumstances. He never fails to show that he knows how to act at any character he plays. He struggles with anger and depression once his daughter is kidnapped along with his friends, and he tries everything he can to find his way to them with any means possible. Jake provides an excellent perspective of a cop who wants to do good but is also struggling to find a way to save those poor young girls. The suspense built throughout the movie provides an even more satisfying ending scene once they are finally saved. That is my review for Prisoners. Let's do 4 more movies and we'll call it. Yeah. All right, here we go with another absolutely great movie. I saw this last year, I believe, probably around June or July-ish. We Live in Time. It's a super, super sad movie. It's got Andrew Garfield. I love Andrew Garfield. It's got Florence Pugh. She's an amazing actress. But the movie follows Andrew and Florence throughout from when meeting each other to their early struggles, and then when they have a kid, and then they figure out what's happening with Florence, and then we figure out what happens at the very end. But the way the movie portrays everything in it, it genuinely might replace one of the movies on my top 4. I completely forgot about this movie when I saw it. When I was looking at the movies on here, I was like, oh my goodness, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Let's write that review. All right. So we have following Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh's characters through super emotional, troublesome battles makes the viewer feel like they're there with them. At moments, it's super uncomfortable to watch because it may cringe you out as to why the things might be happening. However, when we finally get to that scene that changes the plot, it makes the movie that much more emotionally heartbreaking. The diagnosis scene is dreadful, along with the final scene of just Andrew and their daughter with no Florence hurts to watch. Lovely movie, would not recommend for the sake of your heart. It is genuinely a top freaking, it's got to be top 10. It's got to be top 10 for me. Um, Man, what a great movie. If you have not watched this movie, please go watch it. Let's get to the next movie. All right. So, this is a super, super unpopular opinion. But for me, Spider Man 3 is my favorite Spider Man movie so far. Brand New Day might change that when it comes out here in July. But Spider Man 3 is my favorite Spider Man movie ever. It was made the same year that I was born, in 2007. What makes it my favorite is the fact that, we get to see Bully Maguire, we get to see Venom, Sandman, we get to see Harry Osborn, Green Goblin. And yes, Venom, Topher Grace was not great, but it was still cool to see live action. It was the only time we've ever seen Spider-Man fight Venom live action. I really think that this movie is good. It's going to be my favorite Spider-Man movie. I actually have the Spider-Man versus Sandman and Venom scene from the very end of it, the brand new one they just came out with, the Lego set. Um, I really like this movie. However, it will be our first not 5 star. I'm gonna go 3.5 stars. I really like this movie, but it's not perfect. Let's get the review done. All right, we gave it 3.5 stars. Let's fix this real quick. Where do I start? I love this movie, however, it has a lot of flaws. It's my favorite Spider Man movie out to date. Venom, Sandman, and that final fight scene will always be amazing to me. Coming out the same year I was born, this movie will soon turn 19 along with me. I can't ignore the downsides of this movie, however. I won't speak on them, as everyone knows what they are, but this movie will forever hold a deep place in my heart. I love Spider Man 3, my favorite, like I said, but it obviously has flaws. I think we do 2 more reviews and that we'll call it. So, I will say that I hated on Maze Runner, the whole series, for years. Years. And I know that's super unpopular, but I watched it like July of 2025. I watched all 3 films in a row. And I have to say, I was so completely wrong. These movies are great. I'm going to say we're going to go 4.5 stars. Maze Runner, the first one, is great. But I think my favorite, I don't even know. The third one was really good, but Newt dying and all that was sad. But I'm gonna say 4.5 stars for the first one. Let's get this review done. Great movie though. All right. For a first movie of 3, it does its job very well. It makes the audience want more from the series, especially the way it ended on a cliffhanger. When I first watched it, I really wanted to know what the creatures were, and obviously we got our answers, but at the time it was so intriguing. I really enjoyed this movie and the ones following. 8.5 out of 10. First Maze Runner, pretty good. I think the next 2 were better, but that might also be an unpopular opinion. Let's do 1 more review, then let's go take a look back at what we got. Alright, for our final review of the video, we have World War Z. And one thing about me is I really like zombie movies. And World War Z I've watched many times just because it's a very action-packed zombie-filled movie. I like the fact that, Brad Pitt is an actual enjoyable zombie protagonist. He makes the right moves. Like if he had to throw himself off a building to save his family, he would have done it. I like that the zombies are insanely fast and smart. I also like the fact that there was an actual cure. Like some of the people who were, ready to die out, they had a disease, like a deadly disease that was going to kill them. The zombies weren't attracted to them. I really liked that aspect of it. Let's do our final review. All right. As one of my favorite zombie movies, World War Z does a perfect job of world building and making you shit your pants. You watch as a family tries their best to fight for their survival in a world driven and ran by zombies who happen to be the scariest ones I've ever seen. The main character actually makes right decisions as to the survival and advancements of the ones around him. He was willing to throw himself off of a building if he had to, and he made the tough decision of chopping the military soldier's hand off so she wouldn't turn into a zombie. We gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not a perfect movie. It is a great movie, though. Now let's go back to our profile. Yeah, we got a couple of reviews on there. 12. We got 12 films. let's see, where did we start? We started with Blade. I did Blade and Project Hail Mary off screen. Then I was like, dude, I really need to do it on here. So we got Blade, Project Hail Mary, Sinners, Fight Club, Superman, Scott Pilgrim, Prisoners, We Live in Time, Spider-Man 3, Maze Runner, and World War Z. We might have to change this up. So Project Hail Mary, I'm going to leave up here. Super great movie. Blade, I have to leave up here. It is my favorite. It might be my favorite movie just because Blade is my favorite superhero. 500 Days of Summer is going to stay up here. Ah, Transformers 2. I really do not want to take this off of my top 4. I'll keep it in there for now. Let's look at the other things on here. I don't know how this works, to be honest with you. Reviews, watch list, likes, tags, network. Okay, well, I'll figure this out. But yeah, this is my Letterboxd. This is the first video on my second channel. This will be, like I said, a more soft-spoken ASMR-ish type of thing where we do books, movies, and just talking. So if you liked it and you have any disagreements on the films that I put on here or the reviews I gave or any of the ratings, please let me know down below in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed the first video. There's not too much going on here, so you'll definitely have to be more attentive to the video. But yeah, that's it. We'll see you.